We're making no apologies. That's it, umhlaba mawuhlulwe so that our people can have access to the land.
Life is difficult, but you must soldier on. Don't give up. If you are a coward, you don't belong here.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Simple Politics. This week is like the busiest week in politics. I might release some more episodes today, but I just want to take it a step at a time. There's a lot happening, guys, that can affect our country. First of all, there's a sitting of the budget 3.0, a budget speech. Now, we want to hear what the minister is going to say. Is everybody going to agree about what's going to be said? What's going to happen with Actionist A Bosa, Rise Mzansi? Are they going to vote with the ANC going forward on the budget speech on the fiscal framework, or have things changed? Also seeing how the minister tricked them after they've signed and they agreed to pass the fiscal framework, because things didn't go how they were promised and they were told things would be. Problem number one. So now, what's going to happen? Are they going to vote with them again? Because that's how the budget passed. What is the DA going to do? Is the DA going to support the ANC? Well, we're going to find out. Another thing that's happening today, and by the way, this is not the reason why I made the video. I'm just giving you highlights why what's happening in politics and in the country. And then number two, what's happening is Cyril Ramaphosa is having the meeting today with Donald Trump. It's United States time. It's 11:30. So here it will probably be late afternoon, evening. So, and now there's a lot of controversy that's going on online. Johan Rupert is there. Of course, Rupert's, they're also protecting their interests. It's said that Elon Musk is also going to be there. Elon Musk, who's bullying and forcing South Africa for them to give him a license for Starlink to operate in South Africa. So everybody's just negotiating their interests left, right, and center. Now, is Ramaphosa going to be strong enough to defend? And Ramaphosa, it's his chance to defend his legacy. Everybody now is saying that he has sold out, he has no backbone. Will Ramaphosa defend his legacy? And I was just listening to Mighty Jamie's episode right now, where Mighty Jamie is saying, Uguti, Ramaphosa needs Johan Rupert, because those are white men and old men, billionaires. So Trump will listen to them better. Will listen to them better than he would to Ramaphosa. Now, but what is Ramaphosa willing to give up? What is he going to sacrifice there? What deal? And I heard that yesterday, the deal between him and Elon Musk it's a done deal already, but there was no documentation signed. And Elon Musk's team was insisting that they need it written down. So is Ramaphosa compromising our entire constitution, bending it and breaking so that it can accommodate to Elon Musk? Who's Elon Musk? So there is a lot going on. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. But anyway, that is not the reason why I've made this video. I think we're going to let those things unfold as time goes. And then I will make videos as the day goes. But the only reason I came to make this video today is because I'm making this video. I was watching the US, they are like the US Senate forms again, or they had a parliament sitting where they are debating the white South Africans or Afrikaners that have been given refugee status in the United States, where they are also grilling and questioning the person. I don't know if it's the lawyer or maybe it's the representative from Trump's administration, because he's defending Trump's administration and also giving reasons why they've given this status of refugee and why they've chosen the white South Africans Because they are asking him, they're grilling him, asking him, "Ukuthi, other countries are really going through genocide. South Sudan, other countries like DRC." And he says, yeah, and this guy is defending, obviously, the Trump administration, saying, yeah, even though well, people get a refugee status in America all the time, and they don't even contributing anything to our economy. That's what he said. They're not contributing anything. They're just getting a status, refugee status. Whereas the people that are coming from South Africa, we know already what expertise they're bringing to the table. So I want to actually play this clip for you guys, because I think I'm not doing it justice by explaining it. So let me just attach the clip and let you guys watch for yourself.
Afrikaner farmers are the most persecuted group in the world.
I think those 49 people that came certainly felt they were persecuted, and they've passed every sort of check mark that had to be checked off in terms of meeting the requirements for that. They live in a country where farms are taken and land is taken on a racial basis.
Okay. Do you think they're more persecuted than Uyghurs or Rohingyas, or more persecuted than political dissidents in Cuba or Venezuela or Nicaragua, or more persecuted than those who would be threatened should they be returned to Afghanistan by violence by the Taliban?
Well, the problem we face there is the volume problem, okay? If you look at all the persecuted people of the world, it's millions of people. They can't all come here. And we had refugee programs.
So why prioritize
here.
Afrikaner farmers?
Well, because it's a small subset, it's a new issue, and the president identified it as a problem and wanted to use it as an example. But that's different from having these refugee programs that were basically spending money to put people up in communities and accommodate them, and it was acting as a magnet. Millions of people in this country illegally, and today the border is sealed.
Let me challenge you, and I'm just going to say for the public, if you want to understand about the, quote, persecution of Afrikaner farmers, go look at the composition of the South African government. Since July of 2024, there's a government of national unity, and the opposition party to the ANC, the Afrikaner Party, the Democracy Alliance, is part of the governing coalition. They joined the governing coalition a year ago, and the leader of that party was given the remit of Agriculture Minister, John Steenhuisen. He is the leader of the former Afrikaner Party, still widely representing Afrikaners. He is the Minister of Agriculture in South Africa right now. I assert that this claim that there's persecution of Afrikaner farmers is completely specious. Are you aware ever during the apartheid era in South Africa did the United States establish a special program to allow South African blacks who were treated as second-class citizens in the apartheid program, a special program so they could claim refugee status in the United States?
No, because I was probably in 9th grade or 8th grade at the time.
Yeah, well, then I don't expect you to know. I'll just tell you, never has there been a program, a special program for Africans to come in as refugees to the United States. We've allowed special programs for people being persecuted for their religion, Soviet-era Jews. We've allowed special programs for people fleeing from communism, Cuba, Vietnam, the Soviet Union. We've never allowed a special program to allow Africans into the United States in an expedited refugee status until now. Afrikaner farmers living in a nation governed by a government of national unity that includes the main Afrikaner Party. And actually, an even more right-wing Afrikaner Party is also included in the coalition government. Now, would you agree with me, Mr. Secretary, that if we're interpreting the statutory phrase, a well-justified fear of persecution, we should try to do that in an even-handed way?
I think we should try to do that in the interest of the national security of the United States.
So okay, I agree with you too. We should. Should we try to do it in an even-handed way? So, for example, should we say, if you're persecuted on the grounds of your religion, we'll let you in if you're a Christian, but not if you're a Muslim?
I think that the United States has a right to allow into this country and prioritize allowance of who they want to allow to come in.
But I'm going to ask you, so a well-justified fear of persecution?
Yeah, they thought that their farms were being burned down and they would be killed. I think that's a pretty good justification for wanting to come. They're afraid for their lives.
And should it be applied in an even-handed way? That's an easy.
No, our foreign policy doesn't require even-handedness. It requires prioritizing the interests of the United States.
The statutory phrase says you are entitled to entrance as a refugee if you demonstrate a well-justified fear of persecution.
No,
I
you're
mean,
not entitled,
So
you're
can you have
allowed.
a different standard based upon the color of somebody's skin? Would that be acceptable?
Well, I'm not the one arguing that. Apparently you are, because you don't
No,
like the fact that they're
I'm
white,
just
and that's why
asking
they're
you to
coming.
say that that would be unacceptable.
no,
that
I would say that
seem
the
to
United
be a
States-
very easy
The
thing
United
to
States
say,
has a right to pick and choose who they allow into the United
even
States.
based on the color of somebody's skin.
No
you're
one's.
saying.
You're the one that's talking about the color of their skin, not me. These
You're
are people whose
refusing to
farms were being
acknowledge
burned
that it
down and they
should
were
be
killed because of the
even-handed.
color of their skin.
Well,
Because they were- Well, you've demonstrated enough because you think anyone should be allowed into this country for any reason because they met a certain
Who has
criteria.
said that?
We are going to prioritize people that come into our country on the basis of what's in the interest of this country. That's a small number of people that are coming.
But
in
you
that
said
particular
you said
case.
this weekend that
But
there
in
would
other
be more.
cases, it's harder to vet. In other cases, it's more difficult. And by the way, the United States admits people every year. 1 million people come to this country every year legally. 1 million
And
people
now
a year come to this
there
country
is
legally.
one group
No
of
other
people
country
that
in the
have
world
an
is nearly as
easy
generous.
pass into this country. For the first time, this administration has said Afrikaners get an easy pass and refugee programs for the remainder of the world are shut off. And you can't say to the American public that we should apply this statute in an even-handed way.
No, I
I'm
think it should
shocked
be
at that,
applied in a
and I
way.
yield
No, well, you
back.
shouldn't be shocked. It should be applied in the national interest of the United States. Our immigration policy should be based on the national interest of the United States. Period. End of story. If there is a subset of people that are easier to vet, who we have a better understanding of who they are and what they're going to do when they come here, they're going to receive preference, no doubt about it. There are a lot of sad stories around the world, millions and millions of people around the world. It's heartbreaking. We cannot assume millions and millions of people around the world. No country can. So you have to have a process of deciding who do you prioritize, who do you allow in. We do it all the time. We do it in our immigration system now under our current laws. Unfortunately, it's primarily based on family connection and not on what they're going to contribute to the society from a merit standpoint. That should be changed, but that'll require statutory changes. But the bottom line is, this notion that somehow we have to accept anyone who wants to come to the United States is absurd. No country in the world has an immigration policy like that. Why
And no one is arguing that we should. I yield back, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much.
I am actually so proud of the Americans that are standing strong, that are defending the truth. I'm very proud of them. I'm proud that they're not being influenced and led blindly by you, Trump, and whatever they're trying whatever they're trying to gain by doing this. I'm so glad that there are actually people who are standing strong and standing by the truth regardless. Like I'm genuinely very proud of those few that are standing and defending the truth. So yeah, as you can see, that it's either the person who's representing the administration, Trump's administration, really believes what he's saying, or he just has to defend the lie with his life. I mean, that's his job at the end of the day. So, I mean, what can you do? So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As I said, there's a lot that's happening today. I'm going to try my level best to keep up. Let's see how the day goes. You let me know what you think in the comment section. Anyway, if you don't know who I am, my name is Zizipolo Pelana. This is Simple Politics. Please subscribe. It is free of charge. Yeah, just make sure that you glued on this channel today because, wow, there is quite a lot that is happening in South Africa.